Yes, Model 5 Soldering, Brazing, and Metallurgical Aspects in Welding. Formation of different zones in welding. During the welding, when the heat interacts with the workpiece material, the flow of temperature in the material varies from region to region, resulting in three distinct regions or zones. They are the fusion zone, heat affected zone, and unaffected base metal zone. So it is clearly shown in the sketch. So base metal zone, weld direction, that is welding direction. So fusion zone is directly associated with the joining process, and heat affected zone just adjacent to the fusion zone is the welding is a heat affected zone. So welding zone, so our fusion zone is subjected to very high temperature of the order of 1250 to and more. So heat affected zone, it is subjected to around 750 degrees centigrade or so. So in the fusion zone, actually the weld metal itself, more specifically, is the region where the molten metal of the filler rod combines with the molten metal of the workpiece to form the weld. The fusion zone can be considered similar to the casting process, wherein the workpiece metal reaches the molten state and then allows to cool. Hence, the metal in the fusion zone has basically a cast structure with the microstructure reflecting the cooling rate in weld. The properties of the fusion zone depend primarily on the filler metal used and its compatibility with the workpiece material. Heat affected zone, HAZ. The fusion zone is surrounded by the heat affected zone, the portion that was not melted but subjected to elevated temperatures for a brief period of time. As a result, these portions experience change in microstructure and mechanical properties. The extent and magnitude to which changes occur depend primarily on the type of base metal and the amount of concentration of heat input at the joint. The metal in this area is often weaker than both the base metal and the weld metal, and it is also where residual stresses are formed. Third one, base metal zone. So base metal zone is that zone which is not at all affected by the welding temperature. Most probably it is affected to a 200 to 250 degrees centigrade. So there will be no change in the microstructure of the base metal. Structure of welds. During welding, a small portion of the edge of the workpiece fusion zone will be melted, followed by immediate and fast cooling of the molten metal. Hence, the microstructure Hence, the microstructure development in this region depends on the solidification behavior of the molten metal. The solidification process is similar to that in casting and begin with the formation of columnar dendrite grains. Figure 5.2 shows the grain structure in a deep weld. Along the fusion line, the growth rate is low while the temperature gradient is steepest. Grains appear at the line of fusion, and as the weld center line is approached, the growth rate increases while the temperature gradient decreases. Consequently, 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 the microstructure that develops varies noticeably from the edges to the center line of the weld. You can see here this is the fusion zone. Heat affected zone, adjacent and coarse grains. The grain formed are relatively long and parallel to the heat flow. The grain structure in the size depend on the type of welding process employed, filler metal used, and the alloy metal being melted. Adjacent to the portion of the weld metal, that is the heat affected zone, coarse grains are formed as a result of overheating. The grain growth will cause this portion to be brittle, thereby making it the weakest portion in the weld metal. Heat affected zone. So welding makes use of intense heat to melt the edges of the workpiece material being joined. But during welding, the portion of the base metal adjacent to the edge being joined also gets heated to varying temperature. As a result, these portions experience change in its microstructure and mechanical properties. The extent and magnitude with which the changes occur depends primarily on the type of base metal and the amount of concentration of heat input at the joint. Thus, the heat affected zone can be thus the heat affected zone can be defined as the portion of the base metal which has not been melted but whose microstructure and mechanical properties have been altered by the heat of weld. The heat affected zone is often the weakest part in the welded metal because it neither possesses the properties of the base metal nor that of the solidified not of the solidified properties of the solidified weld metals. Consequently, heat affected zone forms the region for most of the failure of the welded zone. However, the heat affected zone can be reduced by controlling a few parameters described below. Thermal diffusivity. The thermal diffusivity of the base material plays a large role. If the diffusivity Huh. The thermal diffusivity of the base metal plays a large role. If the diffusivity is high, the material cooling rate will be high, and hence the heat affected zone will be relatively small. Low diffusivity leads to slower cooling and larger heat affected zone. Larger heat affected zone. Second one, heat input. The process like oxy fuel welding, slag welding, etc. uses high input, thereby increasing the size of the heat affected zone. Whereas the process like laser welding, electron beam welding, etc. give a highly concentrated, limited amount of heat resulting in a small heat affected zone. Arc welding falls between these two extremes with the individual process like TIG, SAW, etc. varying somewhat in heat input. Welding speed. Slow heating causes slow cooling rate and the larger heat affected zone. Effect of carbon content on the structure and properties of the steel. Steel is mostly used material in welding compared to other materials. Compared to other materials, Steel may be defined as refined pig iron or an alloy of iron and carbon. Various elements like sulfur, manganese, phosphorus, etc., are added to steel in order to impart the properties like hardenability, strength, hardness, weldability, wear resistance, etc. Of all the constituents, carbon is the most ingredient in steel because it has direct effect on the physical properties of the steel. Shrinkage in welds. Welding involves highly localized heating of the metals being joined together during welding. When the weld metal is deposited, the base metal is heated and thus it expands, but on cooling the base metal plus the weld metal shrinks. It is obvious that the shrinkage of the weld joint is far greater than the expansion. The shrinkage in turn introduces residual stresses, distortion is a major problem in welding. Shrinkage is the inherent properties of any material and hence cannot be prevented but can be controlled or minimized. There are various methods that can be used at the design stage or in welding shop to minimize the effects caused by shrinkage. These includes